players. I'll have to take a quick moment just to fix MarineLorD's lack of a name right now, as he is playing as a broad barcode here today. So let me just get that sorted out for you guys, and we'll be able to introduce these players. So, as we get this setup ready to go, we have to the top right hand side of the map, representing, I can't remember his team, I think he's on Riot Esports. He is going to be our Blue Cross player. Let's see it, guys, if you're cheering on, Jieshi. And down to the bottom left hand side, we'll have our red Terran player, of course, representing Millennium, opening with the gas first, so going for that aggressive opening is going to be MarineLorD. As we set up into game 1 of this best of 3, MarineLorD definitely the favourite coming into this, but Jieshi has been kind of one of these players to kind of show us some surprises in the past. He was the first ever winner of a W Star Masters that was not a Korean player, taking down Scarlet in the finals. 3 games to 2 if I'm not mistaken. Trying to think back to that, there's some months ago now. But yeah, Jieshi here. And going to be coming in to scout here early, and he will see that this is a gas first opening, so he's going to spot the gas first. And the thing is, nowadays with the gas first, there's so many different things this could be. It could be, well, probably not a tank push on this map, but it can just be a Reaper expand with the gas first, so you get the factory up earlier. Nice little catch there, and this probe, if Jieshi doesn't realize it, is going to go down. He's going to lose it. Wow, Jieshi not paying attention to his probe, and it gets caught in there. No mineral walkout. And that's a nice little pickup by MarineLorD straight away, just to make sure that probe doesn't hide on the map. That means the Reaper does not have to go hunting for that probe. If he goes hunting for the probe, then it's very likely that he kind of, if he goes hunting for the probe, if he doesn't find it, for example, the probe can come back in, start some pylons, and maybe we see a Photon overcharge rush. But in this case, it's not going to really be the case. Reaper can go straight across the map, keep an eye and have a look to see what those pros players getting up to. Obviously, it reduces the chance of a proxy on the map as well if that probe is not up right now. So things looking very good for MarineLorD right from the get-go. It's been a solid opening from him. Cool little catch, even though it's only been 2 minutes in. Things already starting to go the Terran player's way in the start of this series. So Reaper continues to come across in towards the main base of his opponent. Now wants to try and pick up some further information. Going to be hopping up in towards the main base here. We are going to be seeing a Robo facility on the way down. So straight into a Robo, something which MarineLorD spots immediately. So Robo to begin with, and we'll see if a Twilight Council comes down or whether it is just going to be sort of some sort of like, potential Warp Prism commitment, whether we see maybe a Dark Shrine or so. Because I mean, this Robo is fairly early compared to a Twilight right now. If you see the Twilight going down now, the Robo is still going to finish very swiftly. So I think this almost has to be a kind of some sort of Warp Prism play, because I don't know what else you can do with the Robo for so long without a Twilight. As we see the Reaper coming down, still harassing here, gets out once again. I think that's his second probe, it's already killed now, so 2 probes killed. There was this engineering bay built, which is currently delaying a little bit of mining. It always perplexes me why Jieshi doesn't kind of just set these 2 probes onto different mineral patches. Instead, he continues to rally onto this mineral patch, which is perfectly blocked by the engineering bay. It doesn't really make too much sense. The Reaper comes in around the side here. He's going to end up picking up a 3rd worker. So again, very good start here to this from MarineLorD, as he gets a little bit more damage done. And we'll move back once again. So MarineLorD moves away back at home. His own Cyclone is on the way up. He has gone up to a 2nd gas and a 2nd Rax. And so he just continues to set up into this. We see actually a couple of Hellions coming out. We didn't see those before. So they're going to run into towards the main base. And MarineLorD continuing to look for damage here in the early stages. I mean, we're talking about a lot of kills going down now. I mean, those 3 kills on the Reaper, and this is going to be, like, what, 4 kills over here? 5? There's 5 more probes which have fallen, and if he target fires, he could get 1 more at the very end of this. Unfortunately, he does not, but the Reaper is back in once again, and he gets 1 more worker with this, and Jieshi just continues to lose workers. 11 workers lost to 2 Hellions and a Reaper. And already, this is starting to kind of just fall apart for Jieshi right from the very start of the game. Reaper tries to pull away once again from that Stalker. 2 more gateways being added, and now Blink on the way. I don't understand what the early, why this Robo came down so early, because he didn't use it for anything. A couple of observers, sure. I mean, he could have got it down a little bit later and just kind of evened out his build a little bit more, so a little bit of a mistake there. Is going to be seeing this Marines joining together with a Cyclone towards the front. So Marines join together with his Cyclone, and again looking to be very defensive as, well, I mean, MarineLorD goes up in towards his starport. He's got reactors to drop onto to get some medevac production going. He has on a 3rd Rax now as well. It's just going up to 3 Racks. We'll see if he goes up to 5 before he heads in towards that 3rd command center, or whether he is going to put the 3rd command center down as probably one of his next tech structures or buildings, not necessarily tech structure. And probably wants an engineering bay too at some point. That's something he is also currently missing as we see those Marines. Again, just massing up at the front. There's a lot of them. When this first push comes in with these first 2 medevacs, I'm going to be a little bit scared with the damage that Jieshi took early on. These Marines have a lot of potential. Reaper's still alive as well off to the left-hand side, watching for third base being taken. Stalker's coming in though, looking to clear that third base out before the probe comes over to take it. And we'll see the Reaper going down. So MarineLorD finally losing that Reaper, and then we'll see Jieshi moving into position to take that third base as well. More Stalkers coming down the ramp, getting ready to go once again. I'm just going to be seeing these Marines and the Cyclone still joined at the front, and the first two medvacs will load up 14 of those Marines and head across the map. Now, Jieshi has gone observer nearby. He should have a fairly good idea that Marines have been loaded up if he's paying attention to it. Another observer here not quite going to spot those medevacs, unfortunately, as they skirt the edge of its vision. And they're going to be coming into the left-hand side on the loading near that third base. MarineLorD knows that's up. He knows that the gun was cleaning that location out to be able to kind of come in here and take it sometime soon. As MarineLorD comes in, immediately cancels a third, going to get one pylon kill, probably a second as well, and actually there's no response at all just yet from Jieshi, finally pulling some Stalkers forward. MarineLorD just lifts, boosts away. He's not going to risk doing anything else too crazy. As the Warp Prism just come in across the map, 3 workers killed, 2, sorry. Doesn't quite get the third worker kill just yet. As the Cyclone locks on as well with a scan, that will go down. Doesn't even need the scan, still has vision. The medevacs of course can give vision as well, so that's pretty effective play still by MarineLorD. I mean, he takes down the Warp Prism now, and Jieshi has nothing on the map. He's lost his third base, had to cancel that once. He's been losing workers early in the game. He sits down a worker right now, which of course isn't ideal considering MarineLorD has mules on his side. And honestly, I mean, MarineLorD just moving across the map. This attack right now should probably just end the game. Third base begins to build in location for him, so he begins to set up into this behind. As we're going to be seeing the units just collecting together. Once again, MarineLorD going to have combat shields for this attack. If you wait another 15 seconds or so, we won't have +1 just yet. I don't really know if he needs it though. I mean, there's just so much bio here. The gateway production is not really the best, and it depends on positioning a little bit. We'll see a couple of force fields coming in. Weather Mines will burrow as well. As he stims forwards, I don't even know where the Mothership Core is because there's no overcharges coming down at all. The first pylon drops. Where is the Mothership Core? Is there not a Mothership? There is a Mothership Core. Just coming in from the main base, taking a long time to get here. As we're going to be seeing, well, MarineLorD just continues to move in towards the natural expansion. He created a great opportunity for himself when he took down so many workers early. He played it out well. He played it out clean, simply. Didn't take any damage. The Mothership Core still not dropping an overcharge on the pylon to the left side, which would be somewhat useful here. And we are just going to be seeing MarineLorD taking gain. Let's see what MarineLorD has planned for us here. It's an aggressive build order for him in game number 1. That gas first, Reaper expand into those couple of Hellions. Definitely helps out as the game goes on. Let's see what happens here as we go into game number 2 right now. As MarineLorD's name, for some reason, just a little bit too small for me to move without maximizing my experts. So just give me a moment, guys. Sort this out. We can jump into this. So, to the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss player from I believe Right Esports right now. I keep forgetting these Chinese players' teams a lot of the time, even though I seem to cast them so much. There's going to be Jieshi, and he is going to be taking on the red Terran player to the top left side of the map, who is, of course, MarineLorD from Millennium. As we set up into game number 2 of this series. Let's see if Jishi's going to change something up here. Let's see if he goes for something a little bit more aggressive to try and, just defend him, get set up very nicely here early on. Let's see what exactly the plan is going to be as MarineLorD is going to be just setting up. So, and then MarineLorD sets up into this. We're going to be seeing an SCV just moving across the map, wants to scout to see what's going on. See that Nexus coming down early, of course. And this time it is just a Rax gas, so Reaper expand. Probe not going to get caught on a depot this time, so this probe will get away. And we'll keep an eye on that from Jieshi, because again, probe can become very annoying in this. He's going to come back up, just double check that there's a Reaper on the way, not a Marine, not a Reactor. And just wants to keep on checking for that. Just wants to keep on checking that a Marine isn't going to pop out. And the longer he waits, the more likely it is to be a Reaper. He'll probably know the standard Marine timing as well. And you'll know that that has now passed. And so he'll pull away with that probe down the left-hand side of the map. SCV comes up the right. And as this SCV comes up the right-hand side of the map, we'll be having a look to see MarineLorD kind of doing something a little bit weird here. And he is going to proxy that factory. So a little bit of proxy play, and these Terrans have been playing so aggressively against Protoss players recently. So many gas first builds, so many builds which require There's so much multitasking in the early stages of the game to kind of play with Liberators, mines, drops, and all of that, just to try and get themselves an advantage early to avoid the later stages of the PvT, or at least avoid those later stages without being in a huge advantage to begin with. You see that Reaper and Marine just joining up together. I'm just going to be seeing the probe just sat over to the left-hand side here from Jieshi. We're going to be having a couple of more probes being produced here. And this Adept just starting to shade towards the upper left-hand side of the map. So Adept just going to be moving in towards the upper left-hand side and just looking to see what they can get up to. I'm going to be seeing the reactor coming up on this barracks. And there's that starport to the top right side of the map as well. We have to see what MarineLorD will build. I imagine a Widow Mine here first. He doesn't really have the gas for anything else. So I imagine it'll be a Widow Mine here early on as this Adept. Not going to find anything. If the Adept did get into that main base, that'd be actually very annoying because the Adept into the main would give him the information that there is kind of a factory missing. And, you know, if there's a factory missing, well, where could it be? As 2 more Marines come down, trying to fight against this Adept. He won't get it before it shades away. 1 Marine going down there, unfortunately. As we're going to be seeing Adept just pulling over to the left-hand side again. We're going to be seeing the factory has indeed started a Widow Mine. We'll have a second one on the way as well. So, a very fast double Widow Mine drop from MarineLorD to try and get something going for himself here. Still making Marines back at home. We'll see what the follow-up to this might be as well. Now from Jieshi, he has once again got that robo facility up early. This time his Twilight Council is also down as well, as he's going for that blink. Very similar to the last game actually. Obviously this time around he didn't lose 11 workers very early in the game to 2 Hellions and to the Reapers. So it's going a lot better for him already. As that Adept will try and shade to chase the Reaper down. The Reaper knows he'll be chased after here, so just going to start heading towards that ledge. And he's far enough away anyway, so he's actually safe. But the ledge just makes sure of that. So Reaper staying alive, keeping that map control. Is going to see the first Widow Mine starting to come into play. No Widow Mine, sorry, no pylon behind this kind of mineral line or anything. You can see the Widow Mine just relocating a little bit here. And just going to keep on forcing his opponent to split, as we see the same in the main base. MarineLorD just going to get 1 worker kill here, 1 worker kill down there. So 2 workers killed. With an observers up, there should not be too much of an issue to clean up at all. So, not too effective to begin with. We see the Liberator now on the way, another Widow Mine ready to go, which is what MarineLorD's going to bring this medevac back to this right-hand side for, as the Reaper's still looking around to see what else is happening. Not too much, though, just yet, as we see the first Widow Mine cleaned up. Second Widow Mine going to go down now also. And there's that next one getting set up ready to go as well, as the Liberator will also come in with this to try and get some damage done towards the natural expansion. A pylon's starting to build up in location now. Liberator could set up over here though and hit a couple of mineral patches. As we do see, we're going to siege up, and there's that Widow Mine dropping in as well. Probes pull away, and plenty of time here. And we're actually going to see MarineLorD just lifting that Widow Mine up, just going to relocate it elsewhere. Doesn't want to waste it on just 1 probe, would rather try and get damage done somewhere else, as we'll see. It does end up going down, it doesn't do anything in the end, but again, it's a nicer idea than just letting it go off on 1 probe. 1 probe not going to make too much of a difference, whereas the potential to do more and to force more lost mining time could be a big deal. We're going to be seeing another medevac popping out. We'll see 2 more Widow Mines set up and ready to go, as Liberator's still fighting over here. So Liberator's still fighting, the Stalker's trading against it, and we're going to see that medevac pulling back towards the upper left-hand side. Those next 2 Widow Mines, again, just going to load up, move across again. The factory and the starport going to lift now, go back home, where MarineLorD is moving into a 3rd command center. He's rebuilding the starport as well, because he knows he wants to get kind of medevacs out ASAP. And the 2nd starport isn't going to be a bad thing as the game goes on, as we're going to be having a couple of Widow Mines coming in. I'm just going to burrow here, and this time Jieshi doesn't pay attention. This time, MarineLorD is going to hit the money shots, 9 and 1. 9 workers killed in that first Widow Mine though, and that is going to be the sort of damage that he's been looking for all along here. It only takes 1 Widow Mine shot to start getting that damage done, and that was it right there. As you do see some Stalkers pushing across the map, MarineLorD with plenty of Marines and Marauders to defend against this though, to push this away, and we will see those Stalkers being pushed back and unable to kind of keep on moving forwards for now, as we'll see these Stalkers come in once more, and again just looking to see what they can get up to. But even the blink is not going to help them out too much against that just the sheer number of bio units at the front here. Nexus at the 3rd base, continuing to just Chrono Boost away right now. Reaper down the left-hand side, as we're just going to be seeing an observer from Jieshi. Moving just a little bit further forwards. Reaper comes in, just going to start working his way through that probe again. Probe goes down. We're just going to see that Reaper hopping up in towards the main base now. So Reaper hops up in towards the main. Just going to be starting to work his way through the probe line. And again, I mean, keeping the Reaper alive so long is just forcing another Stalker to come in the main base, for example. MarineLorD just gets that last little worker kill. 3 workers killed, though, from a Reaper at this stage of the game is huge. And also a grenade coming into the center to force some lost mining time. This keeps on happening as we're going to be seeing the +1 weapons on the way up. I'm just going to be seeing this Warp Prism coming on over to the left-hand side. So Warp Prism over to the left-hand side here. See a scan on top of the army. MarineLorD just cleaning out any observers that might be nearby as he begins to push through the center. 2 more medevacs on the way up. I wonder if when he wants to go into Liberators, MarineLorD is one of these players who, for a long time, would play kind of more sort of aggressive style, you know, more kind of, not aggressive, I guess, more passive styles, where you just go into Liberators after only 2 medevacs even on certain maps. Now, Frozen Temple is not the best map to sort of do that on. It's better to have some medevacs, but I wonder how soon he does go into those Liberators and whether he even feels he needs Liberators anytime soon. Might go into some drop-based play, as we're going to see these Adepts, well, they'll be shut down from going into the 3rd base. And some units over here as well are going to start working their way against them. And the Warp Prism is just going to have to lift them up and move them away now. Pylon coming up to the left-hand side here as well. MarineLorD is going to use his attack path down this left-hand side of the map to see what he can get up to. 2 more Liberators being built then, or the first 2 Liberators being built. And they're going to help out a lot in terms of setting up positions, setting up strongholds on the map, and positions that Jieshi is really going to struggle to retake. As we're going to be seeing a hallucinated Phoenix will be sent out onto the map to try and figure out what's going on and what is happening. As we see a few more Adepts warping in, these Marines and Marauders stim up the ramp, and here we go. Adepts are going to start falling. We're going to see Sentry starting to take quite a bit of damage as well, as those Adepts continuing to drop here very swiftly. So Adepts continuing to go down. We're going to see those Sentries still tickling away at the Bio Army. In the end, I mean, MarineLorD might be just about cleaned up, but the other thing is, I mean, as the Adepts go down, there isn't as much to tank here. Without units to tank, those Stalkers die very quickly, especially as Marauder count. You can see as they blink forwards, that's not what he wanted to do. Multiple Stalkers going down for only 1 medevac killed. That was the complete opposite of how Jieshi was expecting that to go. But I mean, well, maybe how he wanted it to go. I don't know what he was expecting, really. I mean, blinking into that many Marauders with the Stalkers is never going to end well for you. You can see as soon as he blinked forwards, he started to pull back because he realized he was just going to take so much damage from it. A few units coming in once again. Depot does raise to deny those Adepts from accessing the main base. As we'll see, the Adepts not going to do too much. A bigger warp in now, though. That's still concerning for Jieshi here, because now he's not warping in on the other side of the map where he needs reinforcements right now. And so, yes, he's going to do some damage in the mineral line, but guess what? You know, MarineLorD will kind of defend this with reinforcements. Whereas now, the reinforcements for Jieshi, well, they're across the map doing worker damage, but not enough worker damage. 15 workers killed to lose the 3rd base, and, well, continue the push. MarineLorD's going to be very happy with this as he comes on in. He's going to set up these Liberators towards the front here. These Stalkers are unlikely to be able to do very much about this, unless the Liberators go a little bit too far forwards like they just did there. But again, when there's only Stalkers left over, they go down very quickly, and you can see that right now. They fall, the Pylon goes down, the Nexus would have been soon to follow. But Jieshi taps out of the game before that happens, and MarineLorD is going to take a clean 2-0 as well.